Hi, I am Pedro Sodré, and I am the manager of this group. And my group is composed by João Guilherme, João Vítor, João Felipe, and Thiago. So I'm here to show you one of the first proposals, the two more elaborate proposals for the second week of class. So I'm here to show you the in-book products vending machine controlled by hand gestures. We call it Mage Hand. So the problem that is the inside shopping malls, there are several kiosks which sell products in book, and even outside of shopping malls, like in the Mercado Municipal, for example, of Curitiba, there's a lot of those things, like we can see in this photo. So yeah, the whole process of selling products in book like this is quite simple, and it has potential of be automated. In this way, the selling of this type of product, the selling of this type of product will be possible without any person behind the desk. So a lot of times we need someone to sell these products manually. So we're planning a vending machine that we don't need this people to sell it. So will be totally automated. Of course, it needs someone to fill again the box where the products will be stored. So just for maintain the whole process. So the main problem that comes from the fact that there is no one in the kiosks is that the products stay exposed to the main public, resulting in security and theft issues. So this is exposed. Everyone can be here and stole those things if no one is seeing. So we are trying to avoid these kind of things, avoid the contact between the buyer and the product. So and only let the product available once the payment is complete. We don't want to demand the customer to have an app, so you don't need to download an app to like other projects in the last semesters. We also want some interface that is attractive, because that would make the client more likely to buy the products that we will do with the hand gestures. So our solution is the products will be stored in a closed and secret space, so the client will not be able to access directly the products unless after he pay. So a camera will be responsible for recording the user and detecting his hand gestures. Our initial idea is to have like 3 products. This is totally scalable, so we can have a lot of this. But our initial idea is to have just 3 products to made, and the structure of the part will be made by PDF or by 3D printing. The structure of the products. So the user, the client, will arrive like in the vending machine. They will say to the system that he wants to buy something. Just get in front of it and waving your hands. So the system will detect it and see, oh, someone is trying to buy something. So it will give instructions to select for the user to he select the one of the 3 products. A ledge above the select product will light up to show to which product is currently selected. So with your hand you will select it, and a ledge will show you which one of the products you are selecting. Then another gesture will be needed from the user to put whichever amount of the product that he wants. So the user will have a gesture with his hands, and then it will transport the product to the scale. So the initial idea of ours is to use an Archimedes screw to transport the product to a scale, to weight it, and then to measure the weight. And then after this, we can price the products dependent of the weight of the selected products. We have some annotations here, so we are planning to use the Archimedes screw, but this is more with a DC motor, but this is more of what we have in mind to transport the product from the initial container, the initial box, to the scale. That is the second part. So after the user finish his buy, putting whatever amount of desired products in the scale, another gesture will trigger the mechanism which we will put all of those in a bag. So first part is the product inside the container, inside the box. The client will have a hand gesture. It will move the product to a scale, and then after this, if he sees like amount that that he want to, so the next step is to trigger the mechanism and put this in a bag, and then the user can make the payment in the last part. So the products will cannot be accessed until the user client make the payment. So before this, he can access the product. He can cancel it, the order. So if he decides not to buy the last moment, the bag will move to a separate compartment for it to be manually restored sometime after. So that's it. So I have right here an schema, block diagram. So another thing that I forgot to say, that we will use that we have here, that is the display that will show to the user like the QR code for the Pix. It will show the instructions for the user. So what kind of gestures the user needs to do. So let's move to the block diagram. So we have the Raspberry Pi that will be used to use a camera to record the user's hands, to the user hand gestures. They will see the gestures and then see what we gonna do. So like they will light up some LEDs when the user are selecting the products. After selecting the products, we use a step motor to drop the product to a scale. And the other gesture, it will use to activate another step motor, and then this will move to a separate mechanism. So if the user regrets for this order, so he can deny it. So that is right here. If he selects to not buy the last one, the bag will move to a separate compartment. We are thinking to use Pix to make the payment method because it's more simple. We can just generate this QR code and then this showing in the display basing on the price and the weight of the product that is being weighted. So and then we have like the load cell that is will these two things, né? And this CI, this circuit that is HX711 that we use to make the scale to read the weight and and see which amount of the products that we use.
So our second proposal for this week is the automatic supermarket cart. There are a lot of inconveniences when you go shopping at the supermarket, like when you need to wait on a line at a cashier, or like when you need to push your cart around the supermarket. And probably the biggest one is when you need to keep track of exactly how much you are spending and how much you can spend. So you normally would have to make those calculations in your head, or keep notes of what you need to buy and how much you can afford to spend. And sometimes you can lose track of exactly what you have already put on your cart. Our solution to this problem is an automatic supermarket cart equipped with a camera, so it can follow you around, so you don't have to push it. The supermarket cart will have a barcode scanner embedded into it, so it can read the product and then you put it in the cart. That way you can know exactly how much you have to spend to buy everything that is in the cart, and it allows you an easy way to see it. Also, every product you remove from the cart will have its price discounted. So if you regret picking up something, and it will also have a security mechanism that will not allow you to put items without scanning them first. So if you put an item and that has not been scanned, it will not allow it. It will also have an app, so you can easily see all the items that are currently in the cart along with their prices. And it will be through this app that will make your purchase through the Pix API, which will generate a QR code so you can pay for all your products.